Welcome to the Jaguar King podcast. I'm your host, Armin. I talk everything Jaguars football, usually in tiers. So if you like anything Jaguars, if you like anything NFL related, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. It really helps my channel grow. And without further ado, in this week's episode, we got to grab the bull by the horns. A lot of changes happening this week. I don't know if you could tell if you've been following my videos. A little new background here, huh? Well, shit hit the fan this week for me, and we had to move in with family over in North Carolina. So definitely a change for me. We also have a change in quarterback. So a lot of change this week, but you know one thing that hasn't changed and remains the same? Jaguars fans talking next year's NFL draft 9 weeks into the season. Let's get into the video. This week, we faced the Houston Texans. Last time we faced the Houston Texans, we lost 30-14 and made all of Bill O'Brien's questionable moves look like legit moves. For whatever reason, Brandon Cooks had a field day and David Johnson actually looked decent. But since that victory over the Jaguars, Texans' only victory of the season, they've gone 0-2 since then. They lost to the Titans in an overtime thriller. And then they lost to the Green Bay Packers. They got absolutely smoked. Even though they lost those 2 games, the opponents they're playing are probably playoff teams. So looking back at our first game, it was actually pretty close. And in the fourth quarter is really when the Houston Texans separated themselves from the Jags. We had Hauschka kicking there with a broken leg, apparently. And then because of those missed kicks, we went into straight clown mode and decided to call halfback passes and going forward when we shouldn't do and things like that. So a few weeks later, how could we win this game? Honestly, I don't know. But when nothing goes right, you always have the element of surprise. And in this Week 9 matchup against the Texans, Jake Luton is going to be our starting quarterback. To start the season, Doug Marrone gave the keys over to Gardner Minshew, but the check engine light is on, so we got to use our rental. And like what most of us do when the check engine light is on, we just turn up the music and ignore it even happened. Gardner Minshew was actually injured in the previous Texans game, but kept it under wraps so he didn't lose his starting spot. I don't know much about Jake Luton, but what I do know, he's built like a bamboo tree. He stands tall in the pocket and has a strong arm. It's funny that he was a Pac-12 quarterback picked in the 6th round, kind of like Gardner Minshew. I'm sure Dave Caldwell didn't even scout him. He was just like, hey, it worked last year. Why not try it again? He's kind of the opposite mold of what we had in Minshew. He's a tall guy, 6'6", not so mobile, strong arm QB. Whereas Minshew is a short guy, pretty mobile, average arm, but accurate QB. So it'll be interesting to see how we actually use Jake Luton in this offense. Is it going to be the quick passing game? Are we going to utilize his arm strength more and maybe some longer developing plays, some tight window throws? So it'll definitely be a different factor than what we had in Minshew, which was a lot more the quick passing game and underneath stuff, and we didn't really let him throw that deep, or at least he didn't choose to throw that deep. Coming into this game, the Texans have the 32nd ranked pass defense. Yes, they're actually worse than us somehow. But in order to win this game, we can't let that bamboo tree just sit back there and let it rip. We have to help him out. One way to help him out is we have to protect him. As for as many sacks Minshew ran into because he was back there dancing around doing the electric slide, he was also able to escape many would-be sacks. And I don't think Luton is as groovy as Minshew. So I think that we need to chip the edges, make sure that J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless are chipped at the line and disrupt the rush pattern. So we need to use our running backs in pass protection, have them chip, leak out for a check down. The Texans are middle of the pack team when it comes to sacks. They're ranked 18th on the season. Whitney Merciless and J.J. Watt have 3 each, so those are guys you obviously have to look for. And the Jaguars are ranked 27th in sacks allowed. So this is a little more of their strength and a little more of our weakness. Another way to help out Jake Luton is to use James Robinson. I've said it a million times, but use him. Even when it's not going right, use him. The Texans coming into this game have the 31st ranked rush defense, so use him. And if you use him to throw a pass, I'll personally teleport to the field, intercept that pass, and truck over Jake Luton. In the first matchup, James Robinson was bottled up, gaining only 48 yards on 13 carries. But we only gave him 13 carries. He's coming off his best game against the Chargers, where the first time in the season he had 20-plus carries, and he showed for it with getting us 100 yards, a touchdown, and also a touchdown in the receiving game. So whatever way you want to use him, just use him. Now on to the defense. Honestly, I don't even know where to go anymore with this team. Last time we played without Miles Jack, Josh Allen, and C.J. Henderson, probably our 3 best players on defense. This week, they're presumed to be back, so how much will that help them? I'm assuming it'll help them, but who knows with Todd Wash back there and no pass rush. And like I said, last time they held together pretty much for the most part until the fourth quarter, and other than making Brandon Cooks look like an all-pro and David Johnson having one of his best games of the season against us, they played pretty decent. We don't put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and when we do put pressure on the quarterback, Deshaun Watson will probably escape it. We have to play a QB spy. We have to play a lot more zone because of his running ability. It's just not a favorable matchup for the Jaguars defense. I don't have a lot of faith in them going into this game, but the key to victory here is obviously to put pressure on Deshaun Watson and make him throw some errant throws, get some turnovers like we did last game, and capitalize on those turnovers. Both teams are sitting at 1-6 coming off a bye week. Both teams made no moves at the trade deadline, and both teams' fans want this season to be over already. I got the Texans win this game 27-17. I think Deshaun Watson is able to put up points against his defense. I think James Robinson has a good game, unlike the first time. And I think Jake Luton struggles in his first start as an NFL quarterback. Right now, the Jaguars are really scratching and clawing for a victory, and I don't know if they get it this week. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all those who have subscribed and supported this channel. Please let me know down below what you think is going to be the outcome for this game. Do you think Jaguars finally get a victory? Do you think Texans beat us again? Let me know how you think Jake Luton will do this game. Will he surprise us kind of like Minshew did? Or is he going to play like a 6th-round rookie? Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you for the recap.